This is Lauren Anderson, CEO of YBM and contributor to Financial Juneteenth. Today I'm here speaking with Erika Wilson, who is a creative entrepreneur. And Erika's going to tell us more about her business, what she does, why she does it, and how she's doing in St. Louis. Erika, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure to be speaking with you today, and a pleasure to be reconnected. After all, we are ISU alumni.
Go Big Blue.
Yeah, go Sycamores. So it's great speaking with you. I want to know more about what you've been doing since we last spoke, a few years ago, and what you're doing with your business. So tell me the name of your business.
The name of my business is Naturally Perfect Candle Company. It's a small batch, handmade aromatic company. Started with soy candles, and I've expanded it to incense, room sprays, potpourri, just anything that smells good and that you can use in the home or in the office, I created.
Wow.
So that is the business.
Tell me
I've been,
about, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. I've been consistently growing it since 2010. 2010 was the first set of candles that I made. Then I used paraffin wax. Since then, I've learned and done more research, and I've axed the paraffin wax, and I solely use soy wax. So just growing the business, learning, making mistakes, making strides, and just really learning the business as far as the creative side as well as the analytical side as well. So just always developing that.
Yeah. So when you talk about the analytical side, specifically, what do you mean as far as when it comes to the product research that you've done, or what is it that you're referring to?
Connecting with the target market, understanding that my target market is women 15 to 60, but understanding there's a lot of different ways to reach them, not heavily relying on social media. Being that I have an aromatic business, something like that, you have to be in front of people. So I've learned to, yes, have a presence online, but also to be at farmers markets, to be at vending shows, to be where people need to be so that they can smell, they can see. I often keep products on me. So if I'm having to talk about my business in conversation, I can always have something that they can come back to the car. I can bring it out of my car so that they can smell it and see it, because that's the best way to sell an aromatic product. Learning the business side as far as bookkeeping, all of those types of things. That's what I've really been learning about, because I'm more so the creative side, so I had to learn how to handle my books, do my taxes, all of those good things.
Yeah, that's an interesting point that you make. Usually when you find creatives or artists, they're usually solely focused on developing their art, right? And they don't really lack the business acumen to succeed, and which is usually why they have managers or they have, someone else that they report to. But within your business, I think your marketing strategy is pretty unique, because a lot of times now you find that people rely heavily on social media, right? But with you, it's like face-to-face, consumer sales. I think that's really interesting. So you are based in St. Louis now. If someone were wanting to get you to a convention or something like that, are you willing to travel?
Oh, most definitely. I currently do have a full-time job, but I also think of my creative as my full-time job as well. So when I'm off the clock at job one in the evening, I'm trying to network. I'm trying to schedule social media posts. I'm trying to rehearse sales pitches, as well as finding ways to get out into the markets that either are my target market or places where my target market kind of hides at, where you might not think they would shop, but they are there. And I've found that the more that I'm willing to go out and try new things, the returns have been positive for me.
Wow. So as a part-time entrepreneur, I mean, you fill up your day. It sounds like you've got the full-time job, then you come home and you're networking. What does a typical day look like for you as you're pursuing your entrepreneurship goals?
I'm always researching various things that would relate to the chemistry of what I do. So learning which scents blend well together, learning about base notes and top notes and middle notes, staying true to the scents that I like, but also venturing out to have what my population and my clientele would like to have, but also wanting to keep my overhead and my overhead low, as far as, because I could carry 1,000,001 scents, but if people are only buying 5 of those million, then I try to switch it out. So just trying different things. I'm always researching. I'm researching vending shows. I'm researching networking groups. I'm researching ways to take additional classes, because not only do I want this to be something that I'm passionate about, I also want to be skilled in it as well. And while I can do a lot of creativity and experimentation, I also want to get around other creatives that are doing the same things and try to build off of them.
Yeah. So as a part-time entrepreneur, what do you think, for the person that's reviewing your video and is thinking to themselves, they've got this full-time job, but they also have a dream of creating their own business and they may be a creative. What is a realistic expectation to provide to them as far as the struggle goes? What is the biggest thing you struggle with in business?
Honestly, time. Because I want to dedicate, when I'm at my first job, I need to give it 110%. But then I also, on my lunch breaks, I'm researching, I'm sending in applications for vending shows, I'm doing research online as far as creating new products and finding better ways to create the products that I currently make. When I'm off of work, I try to figure out the best way to get a return on my investment, connecting with other entrepreneurs, finding ways to get my candles in places that maybe you go to a spa. Maybe I need to try to connect with spas to sell my candles, or at least for them to use my candles in their spas. So a lot of times it's just, I can only do so much because I work from 10 to 7 during the daytime. So when I get off, I'm trying to do as much as I can in that window. And then in the evening, I'm usually filling orders, making additional products, so that if I'm out in the streets and people want to say, "Ooh, I heard you had that Jamaica," then I have Jamaica available to them in all different kinds of products. So I feel like time is not on my side, and I also love to sleep. So just dividing those 3 things up in the 24 hours that I have seems to be the most challenging, but it's also the most rewarding, because when I figure out a day from week to week, I can look back and say, I did a good job. I got a lot done, a lot accomplished, and I don't have any extra wrinkles. So
So tell me about the most memorable experience you've had pursuing your business so far. Was it your first sale? Was it a customer review? Tell me about that experience.
I would definitely have to say friends of friends saying, "Oh, you're the candle lady. Such and such had your candle in their house and I fell in love with it." And then when they actually meet me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've been smelling your candles for X amount of time. I'm so glad I found you." Or I would probably say the one that I get a lot that I appreciate as if it was the first time is the first time someone picks up a candle and they smell it and are like, "Oh my gosh." That's why I stayed up to 2 o'clock in the morning, for that face right there. So that's probably my best feeling, my most memorable feeling, and it never gets old. I can have 10 people in a row do it, and I'm like, this is why I spread my time the way I do. This is why I love what I do.
Wow. So is there anything about entrepreneurship that you wish you knew more of, or if someone were to reach out to you after this interview and say they want to contribute to your business or assist you in developing your brand, what are some of the knowledge gaps that you would like to have fulfilled?
I would definitely say the financial portion. Funding, a lot of this I'm funding solely on my own, through my own credit, through my own blood, sweat, and tears. So funding is a great hurdle for any entrepreneur. whether it's a creative business, whether it's a service, it's always difficult to find funding. Why is it difficult to find funding? Because it changes. My business, no, I had a business plan. That's what I wanted my business to be. And then as I grew in my business, I realized I needed to tweak it. I needed to expand a little bit and make room for potential growth. So just knowing that the business plan of 2010 is definitely not the business plan of 2015, and it's okay to change it. It's okay to rewrite it and tweak it, as well as getting out and trying things. I've done vending shows where they promised it would be over 200 people, and it was just myself and my husband sitting there, but I'm ready for that 200 to come in at that last hour, and I want to be ready and prepared for them. So I've tried a lot of different things. I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to necessarily waste money on a vending show, try out some different opportunities. If they don't work, I always try to find a way to look at the good. Who did I meet? Did I sell anything? Sometimes selling is not the highlight of my day. Sometimes it's meeting a connection, getting in touch with a venue or another entrepreneur that I think can take me to the next level. And so I always try to be open-minded with it, because I know I'm not spending my entire day on it, but the time that I am spending on it, I want it to be rewarding to me. And I always have to try to find the reward in it.
Wow. I think that's a strong statement that you just made, that you're not afraid to fail. I think that is the biggest setback of people that are, considering starting their business, or considering spreading their time out to chase their dreams, or whatever their goals may be. I think the biggest thing is fear, right? Everyone is afraid they don't have enough time, afraid they don't have enough money, afraid they don't have enough knowledge. But being not afraid to fail is essential advice that you just offered to entrepreneurs, which is amazing. Describe a word, in one word, describe your life to me as an entrepreneur.
Messy. That's easy. I am the typical creative entrepreneur Virgo. I would pan over to the left and to the right of me, but I don't I don't want the world to see my mess, because it's an organized mess to me. And so I try to keep it contained, because now that I'm a newlywed, I can't really have everything spread all about. I have to share the space, but I also know how I work and what works best for me. So I have labels in one corner. I have wax and soy and all the fixings in the kitchen. And then I have paperwork on the dining room table. And so essentially, the kitchen is my studio. My dining room table is my office. My extra bedroom is my packing and storage and getting ready for shipping room. So it makes sense to me, but it can be quite messy.
Wow, but it sounds like you're definitely making it work, with with the space that you have, and having your kitchen as the lab. That's awesome. Tell us what you're selling, where you're selling it at, how people can find you on your website, via social media. Give me all of your marketing information now. Okay.
The website is naturallyperfectcandleco.com. I am on Facebook, Naturally Perfect Candles. I am on Instagram and Twitter with @STL Candle Artist. You can email me MORENPCC @gmail.com for questions. Right now, I'm solely online, but if you're in the St. Louis area, I do the Ferguson and the North City Farmers Market. Coming up, I have Holidays in Old North this Saturday from 11 to 3, and I can literally be wherever you need me to be. If you work a job and you have lunch, I can meet you on lunch and show you what I have. I'm very flexible with my day job, but at the same time, I can be where I need to be in order to try to make some things work. If you have a business and you're looking to add some product to your store or to your office that you can sell to your clientele, think of Naturally Perfect Candle Company. I have candles, I have incense, room sprays, I have wax tart melts, potpourri, just a list of things. Anything that smells good, I'm going to be able to create it. So.
Well, I'm sure you'll have more followers and more business interaction after this interview. It has been such a pleasure talking to you.
Oh my goodness, it's been so good talking to you as well.
Yes, and I'm definitely going to put in my order for some candles.
Well, thank you so much. Let me add this. If you order between now and the end of the year and you use Ujamaa, UJAMAA, you'll get 20% off from now until the end of the year.
Yes.
I also like to teach as well, so I'm using Kwanzaa principles. So if you use Ujamaa, you'll get 20% off on the website. So, excellent. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Or you can give me a call, 314-643-6722. And I can get you there as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Erika. We certainly support your business and Black business overall. And like I said, we'll be in touch. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right. Peace.